In this video, I just want to show you how to create a blog and then put that blog on a menu somewhere on your site to make it show up for visitors. So first, what you want to do is go to the admin section of SiteStacker. Go ahead and get logged in. And the first thing you want to do once you're logged in is to go to Content Management. So this icon right here. So I'm just going to click on that once. And then you want to go to Manage Blogs because we're creating a blog. If you wanted to create a podcast, you could do the very same process we're about to do with a podcast, but we're going to stick with blog for this example. So now I'm going to, what I have now is a list of all the blogs that I have access to through permissions. You should only have a few blogs listed here. So what I want to do is add one. So I'm going to click the Add New Blog button. Now I need to give my blog a name, an alias, and the alias is part of the URL that will show up in the bar here. I'm going to go ahead and name mine just blog, and select an owner. I'll select myself, and choose what site you want the blog to be associated with. I'm going to publish the blog, and that just makes it show up on the outside when people go to that URL. I'm going to allow commenting. What you can do here is decide if everybody can comment or only people who are registered. I'm going to leave it on all users. You can also determine if the comment will be published automatically, if it will be published automatically only if they're registered, or if it will be published only when approved by the blog owner. I'm going to leave it on manual, and then this determines if when someone comments, an email is sent to the blog owner, and I'm going to leave that on send email to owner. This is the default configuration that you usually want to use here. All users, manual, and send email to owner. You can also optionally choose other moderators by clicking on this down arrow, and this means adding other people who can approve comments while they're waiting to be approved. So if you would like to have someone help you run this blog, you could add their username here. This checkbox will require email authentication for someone to comment, which basically means when they send their comment, the system will send them an email, and then they'll have to click a link in the email to activate to let their comment be shown. I'm going to leave that unchecked. Subscribe, you usually want to leave that on allow, so that means someone can subscribe to this blog using an RSS feed. And full articles and intro articles determines how many articles on the home page of the blog should be shown, and then how many intro articles should be shown. So I'm going to set this to 3 and 5. So what this means is when someone goes to the URL for this blog, they will immediately see the blog header followed by 3 full articles, the last 3 articles that I have posted, and then below those 5 intro articles of the 5 previous to that. So really they'll be seeing 8 posts, 3 and then 5, but 3 of them will be full posts and 5 of them will just be summary type articles that they'll see there. This determines if you want the header to be shown, and if you put that on show, then you want to put your header down here in this WYSIWYG box, and you can do that just like you would with an article. I'm going to turn mine to hide just for the sake of example. Now my settings are all configured. I'm going to go ahead and click save. I forgot this one. I'm going to leave that on public and then click save. Okay, it says this alias already exists. So what that means is someone on this website has already created a blog with the alias of blog. So I'm going to name this one test blog. Okay, and there's my blog right here. Alright, so now what I want to do is link to this blog from my home menu so that people can have access to it. So notice how I've got it highlighted. I just click on it to highlight it right there. And then I'm going to click this preview blog button. Notice what that did is open up in a new tab the blog alias. Notice it says blog/test blog. Okay, so if you remember, test blog is the alias that I gave my blog. Now you can't see any any articles here because I haven't put any in, but normally you would see articles right here. Remember, you'd see 3 full articles and then 8 small articles. So what I have here is the URL to the blog. So if I wanted to send someone to this blog, I would use this URL right here. Okay, everything before the question mark. So I'm going to highlight that that URL just like you saw, and I'm going to copy it. And now I'm going to switch back over to the back office, and I'm going to go to Site Planner. Now what you want to do is find the site that you are using or working with. Mine is Brandon Collins. And then find the page where you want to have that show up, have the link show up. And let's say I want to put my link on the let's say I want to put it on the blue menu at the top of my screen. That's the main menu right here. So this is the menu I want to put it on. I'm going to double click on that menu. Okay, and now I want to go to the Menu Items tab. And shrink this down a little so I can see it. Okay, and now this is a list of all of the items that are currently on my home menu. Home, blog, events, calendar, resources, family, and partner with us. And what I want to do is just add another menu item to this list. So if you notice when I come over here, these are all the buttons that I have on my menu, and they're based on this list right here. So let's say I want to put my new test blog in a button right between blog and events right here. So what I'm going to do is go over here, right click on this top folder, menu items, and click add new at the top of the menu. So once again, that was a right click and then click on add new. Now I'm going to give the button a name and a hover text. So we'll call this test blog. And the alt text is only when you hover your mouse over something. See that little box that pops up below? It says home. That's the alt text. So usually that's the same. And button order, you want to choose the number which is the place you want the link. So I want my link between events and blog. So I'm actually going to choose number 3, which will make this new button a number 3, and it will bump everything else down 1 number. So you choose the number that you want your link to be. HTTPS is a secure protocol. Usually you don't need that. You can either do a web view component, but we have already copied our custom link, so we're going to use the custom link option. And now right here where it says custom link, I'm just going to right click and click paste. Okay, notice what this is. It's the same URL that we had over here. I've just copied it from here and pasted it into the custom link area. Now I'm going to click save and close. Okay, and now notice that I have the test blog menu item between the blog and events button, just like I wanted. So let's see what that looks like on the front end. I'm going to switch back over and just refresh this page, and it should appear right between. Alright, and there it is. So now I have my new blog created, and I have a way for anybody to visit it. Notice when I go to the home page, now I have a button to go to my test blog right here. So if they click on that, it takes them right to my blog. So that's how you can create a new blog and then put a menu item leading to that blog on your main menu. You could do the same process by grabbing this URL. You could put that in an article, or you could make it a button on the home page. You can link to it just in a different number of ways. Just like right here, you could make it a quick links menu or a bunch of different ways to link to your blog. But that should be the basic rundown.